Coach, welcome to Wofford.
Right. Appreciate it. It's good to be here.
Job comes open once every 30 years, you know, so
Yeah, I know.
you're going to be around for a while now.
That's right. That's right.
What attracted you? You were here as an assistant toward the end of the last decade. What attracted you to the head coaching job here?
Well, and I mean this. I mean, I think when you look at the people that are here, it just left such an incredible mark on me. Such a unique place. You know, I think it's a place that really understands. It understands what it takes to win. Mike had done such an incredible job. Coach here has done such an incredible job with getting people in place, hiring staff, implementing their system, understanding the Wofford way. It really stayed with me, and I always felt like, you know, if you could run a program like that, that's the one that you'd want to run, that embodied those types of things. And you know, again, all that credit goes to what he established here for 30 years, like you said. So when it came open, I was excited. Not one to go look for a bunch of opportunities, but when they called and asked if I'd be interested, I felt like I owed it to myself to at least hear them out and see, you know, kind of where they were at and their vision for the program.
You went from here to the Citadel, and then Florida International, and then a couple of stops, and most recently at Pitt, which of course is in the ACC. You were the defensive coordinator at the University of Pittsburgh. And that's a very nice job in a big-time conference. What, other than being a head coach, what about the FCS level attracted you, or was there hesitation coming down from FBS to FCS?
No, it was a difficult decision, and it was a hard decision because we had spent 3 years there retooling the roster, brought in a lot of guys that you sat in their homes, you talked to them about what your vision was and where we were going. And in all honesty, we were playing our best football the last 6 games of the season that we'd played there for 3 years on the defensive side. So when this opportunity came about, it was not just I just want to go be a head coach and this is the job that I want, this is the opportunity that I want, let's go do it. There was a lot of prayer, a lot of decisions that we talked through and kind of took our time going through. But I think when it came down to it, we just felt like it was just too good of opportunity at a place that we really love, and with a lot of people that we enjoy being around, and an opportunity to go coach and be a head coach, which we were excied about.
Your wife Molly is from here. You told the story about how you met her the night of the Richmond playoff game all those years ago, and her dad works locally at Gibbs International.
Correct.
Of course, the stadium is named Gibbs Stadium. So would this job have been as attracted to you, or would have you been attracted to the job at all had you not had that connection to Spartanburg?
You know, no, I think that when you look at some of the best jobs in the country, this is one of them. I mean, it's a top 25 job. It's probably a top 10 job, and I really believe that because of what they've been able to accomplish here. So, yeah, no, I think wherever that was at, wherever that place was at, that would be an opportunity that you would definitely take a look at if you want to be a head coach. And I think there's a lot of guys that, you know, necessarily didn't want to be a head coach, and they don't want that opportunity. I had been. I wanted to be a head coach. I didn't think it was going to be at 38 years old. I thought maybe I'd be a little bit older, but here we are, and we're excited about it.
Assistants. This is a very unique situation you're walking into. Mike Ayers had 5 Wofford graduates on his staff, guys who had played for him. So how do you take that into account when you look at putting your staff together? Well,
it's incredibly important, I think, to have some continuity on your staff. I think one of the major mistakes that you can make is, you know, this isn't a job where we're coming in and we got to reestablish a culture, or we're trying to build a culture, we're trying to find our way and trying to win football games. They've won a lot of football games here. And so the reason they won a lot of football games is because Coach Ayers has done a tremendous job of putting a staff together. And so we're going to look and evaluate, you know, every aspect of the program. We're going to talk to all the assistants, and I'm going to sit down and visit with them, make sure that I understand their vision and what they want to get accomplished. But yeah, I think that's a huge piece of it. And you know, to answer your question, continuity is a big deal to me. If guys want to stay, then I want to listen to them staying. If a guy doesn't want to stay, then I'm okay with that as well, if that's what they choose to do. But it's a huge deal.
$1 million question. This has been an option school forever and ever in terms of running. How familiar are you with the triple, apart from the time you spent here when you were an assistant, and how attractive is it to you to continue to run that?
It's really attractive to run it. I think as a head coach or as a coordinator, defensive coordinator, every year that we played Georgia Tech, it was the worst week of the year. Because it is. I mean, it's the old Herman Boone when he's, remember the Titans, give it it's like Novocaine, give it time, it always works. And you may stop it for a quarter, you may stop it for a half, but to stop that thing and shut it down for 4 quarters is almost impossible at times, especially when you're talking about playing against equal talent or equivalent talent. And so I'm excited about that aspect of the triple option, but I also believe understanding who we are and where we want to go, we got to be innovative, and we got to continue to be innovative. And I know Coach Ayers was innovative.
Sure.
So we want to look at all our options. We're going to have conversations about, what can we do to open the offense up a little bit more. If we don't have a throwing quarterback, we can't throw the football. But what can we do? What can our guys do to open it up a little bit more, to put more pressure on a defense? And Coach Ayers understood that, and I understand that as well as a defensive guy.
As DC at Pitt, what was your system? Wofford has been a 50 defense for years and years.
We were a 4-3. That's what Coach Narduzzi was. We were a 4-3 defense. We're going to keep the 50 defense here at Wofford. It's a defense that I believe in. It's a defense that I think works. We are going to add some nuances to it. We've already talked a little bit about that. Because I had a relationship with Coach Wood, I'd come down here in the summer and talk to him and talk about what they were doing. But the 3-4 works, the 50 works. It's a little bit unique defense. It has some nuances to it, and I coached in it when I was here. And I think that's the direction that we want to go. When you start, again, that's another deal. When you start changing to a 3-4 to a 4-3. You're talking about personnel changes that take 2, 3, 4, 5 years to get those type of kids in the program. We understand who we are at Wofford, and I understand that.
Have you moved into the office yet? And this has all been a whirlwind. At what point, if it hasn't, at what point will it dawn on you? I'm a head coach now.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. A couple of questions here today. It dawned on me. I'll tell you what. I was having a conversation with Richard and having a conversation with President Sam Hatt, and they both told me on 2 numerous occasions. They said, it's your program. You're responsible for this program now, and that kind of. You take a step back and you go, that's a huge responsibility, especially, again, when you look at what has been accomplished here and the quality and caliber of program that it is.
Coach, good luck.
Hey, thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Very good.